Steve, we'll start off here with Manchester United. Reportedly willing to pay £153 million for Barcelona starlet Ansu Fati, according to TalkSport. This was like a really exciting player that we thought could perhaps be part of a new generation at Barcelona, until we realised that Barcelona were still the same old generation and we're all getting really old and we're all on the way to a humbling defeat in the Champions League. So there could be a situation here where he tries to manoeuvre a way out of the club.
This is absolute nonsense. This is really £153 million for a guy who's out of contract next year. Just like, not even Manchester United could be that daft. Like, this fella's the golden child for Barcelona. He is going to be stepping into the shoes of Lionel Messi when he eventually shuffles off, whether it be, you know, the next couple of seasons, just plays his way down, winds his way down to retirement, or else moves off before that happens. Yeah. This guy, like, he's the youngest player that's played for Barcelona in the Champions League, the youngest Barcelona player to score in the Champions League. He got 7 goals, 24 appearances last season. He's a wonderful player, and I think Ronald Koeman would be absolutely daft to sell him. Koeman's already decided to cancel Luis Suarez's contract, so he's out the door. So there's space there for Fati. I think, like, Manchester United struggle to buy players that the other club wants to sell. So I can't see how they're going to buy a player that the other club are absolutely determined to keep.
Yeah, it's a good point. Right, we got an exclusive last week on OTB Sports from Neil Lennon, saying that Celtic have made inquiries about Shane Duffy. We are hearing, though, that this deal could be dead. So, Stephen, with an Irish hat on, do you want Duffy dominating in Scotland or eyeing a Premier League move to remain in the best league in the world? Of course, there is a Celtic hat that probably resides somewhere close beside that Irish hat as well, Stephen.
How could a player turn down advances from Rod Stewart? Now, if I was Shane Duffy, I'd be saying, look, well, if Rod Stewart comes down to me and serenades me with, do you think I'm sexy? Well, I'm straight to Parkhead, deal done. I'm on the way. But no, seriously, I think it would be a brilliant move for Shane Duffy. I think it would be a brilliant move for Celtic. Why not try and engineer a loan deal from Brighton where they could look after some of the wages, because that seems to be the big sticking point for Celtic, who we know are notoriously strict with their wage bill. I don't think they're going to disrupt that to bring in a player like Shane Duffy, who's he's not a big star name, but I think he's a player that can improve Celtic. They played near Bitton at centre half at the weekend. They had Ayer on the bench alongside Christian Julien. Julien is their main centre half, and he's a brilliant player. But they are short in that department. And I think if Shane Duffy, a man from Derry, to go to Celtic and help them win the 10 in a row this season and to get his first proper medal in the bag, I think that would be a fantastic move for him. And also it would mean game time for him. It would mean then that it would be good for Ireland because he's playing regularly, because as we saw last season, he was on the bench for a lot of the time kicking his heels. And that's not good for a centre-half. You need to be playing regular games, especially as a centre-back. You need that time, and especially with somebody like Shane Duffy, he's such a big unit, you know, he needs regular games. And I think if there's some way Celtic could come to an agreement with Brighton to take him on loan and, you know, split the wages or something like that, I think Duffy should be up there straight away. And, yeah, as I said, you know, when Rod Stewart comes calling, you can't turn him down.
No, absolutely not. Right, Hector Bellerin could be on the way to Paris Saint-Germain. RMC Sport in France say he's been offered to the Champions League runners-up as Arsenal seek to free up funds. Would this be a short-sighted move by Arsenal?
He's a funny player, Hector Bellerin, because I think since he came back from that serious injury, he's never really shown the kind of form that he had beforehand that really had him marked down as a star for the future. The other interesting thing is that, I suppose, in that area of the pitch for Arsenal is that they've Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been talked as a possible transfer to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So if they were to lose 2 right-sided, I don't think they're going to let go of 2 players that can play that kind of right-back, right midfield role. Listen, if they can get 40, 50 million quid for Hector Bellerin, I think they should snap Paris Saint-Germain's hand off. I think it would be a great deal for Arsenal in the sense that they'd be getting a lot of money from that they could spend elsewhere in the team to bring in maybe a replace for Hector Bellerin. Paris Saint-Germain, I don't know if they're getting a player that's, I just have my doubts about Bellerin as regards to the kind of levels that he can get up to now, because he certainly hasn't shown it since he's returned to the Arsenal team.
Finally then, former Inter Milan owner Massimo Moratti believes his former club are trying to buy Barcelona's Lionel Messi. That is from AS. It would seem a very Inter Milan thing to do at the moment, but does this make any sense in your view?
It depends on them. Listen, if Barcelona can get 200, 300 million euro for Lionel Messi, and if Koeman can go behind the scenes and maybe engineer the move in a way that it looks like Messi is the one that's leveraged himself out of the camp now, I think he should try and do it. I know, like he's the star of the club, but I think it's got to a point now where they're still trying to build a team around a 33-year-old player who is definitely on the wane, and I'm going to get, I'll probably get pelters for this, but I just think if they can get him out of there and get a massive, because we know Barcelona, they got huge debts. They need to get money into that club somehow, I think, to try and rebuild. And if they can get him out of there and trying to build a team around some of the new younger stars that are coming around, like the likes of Fati, and take out the likes of Suarez and Lionel Messi. And I think that might help the likes of Antoine Griezmann as well, who could maybe then start to flourish when you take a big character like Messi out of the team. So I think if it's a big deal, if they can get a couple of 100 million, 300 million euro for Lionel Messi, and if Koeman can maybe take the heat off himself by making it look as if Messi's the player that engineered the move, maybe it's time for him to get out of there.